Good morning everyone. Today in this video we are going to study the poem The Lake Isle of Innisfree. Now in this poem the poet seems to be fed up with the hue and cry of noisy city. He needs solitude now. In search of solitude, he is lost in reminiscence of his childhood, which he has spent in Lake of Innisfree. He strongly wants to go away from the madding crowd and congested life of urban area. He wants to live in solitude, lonely in the lap of nature. He wants to move away from the urbanity and seek to enjoy the bucolic view of nature of the rural area. Now this Lake Isle of Innisfree, Isle here refers to a small island, and Innisfree is not anything, it's not an imaginary place, it's a place, it's in Ireland. It's a small island in a lake called Lough Gill in Sligo country of Ireland. This poem is written by William Butler Yeats. I introduce you with the poem. I introduce you to the title. Now this Lake Isle of Innisfree symbolizes nature, peace, the serenity of nature. And the poet William Butler Yeats, he has a strong crave and desire to move away from the city, the urban area where he is residing right now. Now before moving to the poem, to the text, let me introduce you to the poet. William Butler Yeats, he was an Irish poet, one of the foremost figures of 20th century literature. He was born on 13th June 1865, a pillar of Irish literary establishment. He helped to found the Abbey Theatre and in his later years served 2 terms as a senator of Irish Free State. He passed away on 28 January 1939. This is the brief introduction of the poet. Now let's move to the text. I will arise and go now, and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and wattles made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for the honeybee, and live alone in the bee loud glad. Now, arise, the word arise here, it has been used metaphorically. Arise does not mean that he is sleeping and he will get up. It has been used to show that now he can't resist himself. He can't bear the crowd, the noise, the so-called urban life of urban area of metropolitan city or any city. He says that he can't stay any longer. He have a strong urge to go away from this city life. So he says that I will arise and go now. Now only he will not waste even a single second and go to Innisfree. Innisfree, I already told you, it's a lake. It's a place where the poet has spent his childhood. And when he is totally frustrated from his urban life, he gets reminded of his childhood. And in childhood, the most importantly, he gets reminded of this place where he has spent his childhood. And the place is Innisfree. and there is a lake, so he get reminded of that place. He is not being reminded of the place, particularly he is being reminded of the natural scenery, the nature, the peace, the purity of nature of that place. Therefore he says that he will go. He will not live any longer in the urban area, in the city. He will move away from this urban area and he will go and live in the lap of nature, where he will use everything which is made up of natural things, which is derived from nature only, which stands for nature only, which is from nature only. And what he will do here, he says that a small cabin built there. There he will make a small cabin. He don't need a multi-story building over there. He will make a small cabin. Cabin is a small room, a small space. And that too, in order to make that building, in order to make that room for him to live, he will not use any artificial thing. He will again use natural things only, that is clay and wattles. Now what is wattles? Wattles is twisted sticks for making fence walls. You can see here in the picture, sticks has been used, or you might have seen sometimes the sticks is being mixed with mud and then it is applied on the walls, and walls that is made up of different natural sticks, the grasses or something like that. So first thing what he said, that he will make a cabin, a small cabin, that too made up of clay and wattles, and after that what he will do, he will have 9 bean rows. Bean rows, here you can see in the photo at the bottom. Will I have there a hive of honeybee, and another one more in natural thing only, that is he will have hive of honeybee. Hive of honeybee you can see here at the bottom in the picture. And live alone in bee loud glade. So he says that everything, whatever is needed to survive, whatever is essential for the survival, he will extract everything, he will take everything from nature, from natural thing. He will not use any artificial thing. So he says that he will make a house which is made up of again natural thing, that is clay and wattles. Again he says that for survival, again food is necessary. For that he says that he will cultivate himself. So he is totally going to live a rustic life, totally dependent upon nature. He will extract everything, he will work, he will extract, he will live upon that. And again he says that he will also have a hive for honeybee, and there he will not live in the harsh noise which is being made in the urban area. He will live among the sounds which is being made by the different natural thing, birds, bees and different natural entities. So he says that, and live alone in the bee loud glade. Bee loud glade here refers to, the bee loud refers to the sound which is the buzzing noise, the buzzing sound which is being made by bee. And glade, an opening in the forest, wood clearing. So whatever sound, he will be in the forest, he will be in the nature, and there he will enjoy the beauty of the nature. He will enjoy different natural things, he will feed upon that, he will live in that only, and even he will enjoy the sound of nature only. Moving to next para. And I shall have some peace there. For peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the wells of the morning to where the cricket sings. There midnights all a glimmer, and a noon a purple glow, and evening full of linnet wings. Again you can see that in all paragraph, in each and every line, throughout the paragraph, he has referred to all natural things only. Now what he says, I shall have some peace there. Peace stands for nature in this poem. So you can derive the literal as well as metaphorical meaning. Both are same only. Peace is again something related to nature only. You can't find peace away from nature. So he says that he will enjoy peace, he will enjoy nature there. For peace comes dropping slow, dropping from the wells of morning to where the cricket sings. So he says that peace is something which is very hard earned. He says wells of the morning. Wells refers to, here it is being referred metaphorically. It refers to the mask, the shield that covers the environment or surrounding. So he says that peace comes from nature, and that too it comes very slowly. Now he says dropping slow, it means here it refers to that he is restless. He can't resist himself. He can't be here for any longer in the urban area. He wants to go at a moment without any delay and be in the lap of nature and enjoy the beauty of nature. Where morning cricket sings, cricket again, it's an insect, it makes a sound, a musical sound that he refers to, that he wants to be there and to listen, he wants to listen to the music produced by cricket. Their midnights all a glimmer. Glimmer refers to shining brightly. In urban area, due to pollution, everything appears blur. And therefore he says that he will be there, and their midnight used to be quite clear, and the stars in the sky shines brightly. It's the scene, the scenery, it is quite visible, it is clearly visible. But due to pollution and different noisy materials, different noisy sources, it is not possible to observe all this natural beauty in the urban area. And noon, a purple glow. Now purple, it refers to royalty. Purple stands for royalty. It stands for peace and pride. So now what he says, in the urban area, there is not a single moment of a day, a single second of a day when you can enjoy the peace, the serenity, quiet, calmness. So he says there, here in this paragraph, that in noon, there will be the nature will become calm and cool and quiet. And therefore, in that environment, he can enjoy the royalty. What is the royalty? He can enjoy the siesta. What is siesta? A small nap. A nap of few hours or few minutes, you can say, that one enjoy after lunch. So in that peace, he can enjoy the siesta, he can enjoy the royalty of nature. And evening full of linnet wings. Linnet is a bird, you can see here in the photograph, it is linnet bird. And evening, it will be again full of natural things. It will be full of wings of birds, chirping of the birds, the beautiful scene of birds flying above in the sky. Next para. I will arise and go now, for always night and day. I hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore, while I stand on the roadway or on the pavements grey. I hear it in the deep heart's core. Now what is the first line? The first part of this line is repeated. I will arise and go now. But in the first part, what it was, in the first paragraph, it was I will arise and go now and go to Innisfree. But here in this line, Second part is changed, and that is for always night and day. And the first part, why it has been repeated? It has been repeated to show that he can't stop himself. It shows his determination, that he is totally determined. He can't give a second thought to it. He will go. And not only go for some time, he will go for always. He will not come back. It's not like a planning a vacation. He says that he will spend throughout his life, his whole life, there only in the nature, for always night and day. It means for always he is going to be there. I hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. Lapping here refers to the sound of water striking the coastal shore. So he says that I can hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore while I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey. I hear it in the deep heart's core. Now this line, the last line it gives us a clear idea that the poet is imagining all these things. He says that I hear it in the deep heart's core. When he hears it, while he is standing on the roadway or on the pavement's grey. Again, you can see in the last two paragraphs, the bright color, the beautiful colors have been used over there. But in this paragraph, grey word is used. Grey is negative. Grey symbolizes something negative, not pleasant. So, what he says, he hears those sounds. Which sound? The sound of water lapping with low sounds by the shore. It means when the water strikes the seashore at a slow pace, and then it makes a soft noise. The poet is referring to those noise. He says that standing here on the roadway on the pavement grey, he can hear that sounds. He can hear that musical sound quite clear in the deep heart, in his deep heart. And therefore, he can't resist himself in this urban environment where he is present right now. This roadway and pavement grey denotes that right now he is in the urban area. Right now he is in urban area, and it may be that standing there, he is fed up with his life, he is not interested anymore, or he is fed up with his daily routine of running among the crowd. That scene of artificial things all around, artificial relation, artificial buildings, artificial everything, where there is no peace, where no one has a time for himself, and therefore fed up with all these things. He says that I am getting reminded of the place which is full of serenity, peace, nature, where I used to live in my childhood, and I want to return again to that place one day. And in his heart, he can hear the sounds of the natural entities which he has enjoyed in his childhood there in that Lake of Innisfree. So particularly the theme of the poem is the poet wants to go back to his home. He wants to live in isolation, and that too in a natural environment, in a natural world. What happens whenever you are out of your home, residing in some other state or in some other country? When you are frustrated, when you are feeling low in your life, everyone gets reminded of their home. Similarly here the poet, he gets reminded of his home, the home which is in the Lake of Innisfree, where his most of the part of his childhood he has spent. Secondly, it is isolation. In urban area, people are busy in their too busy, and the lifestyle is worst, and therefore he is fed up, and therefore he wants to move, and he wants to enjoy the beauty of nature in the lap of Lake of Innisfree. This is all about the text of the poem. Let's move to the literary devices used in this poem. Arise in the first paragraph. First of all, the rhyme scheme. The rhyme scheme of the poem is AB AB. Now in the first paragraph, I told you while giving you the explanation that arise is used metaphorically. And again, here in first line only go and go. This two word is being repeated. So again it forms a literary device, that is repetition. In second line you can see a sound is repeated. So a sound is repeated. So it forms a literary device, that is assonance. Now moving to next paragraph. Sorry, in the last line you can see A. So again it forms assonance here as well. Moving to second part. In the second paragraph, here peace stands for nature. So it's a indirect reference to nature. So it forms a literary device, that is metaphor. Now again in third line, sorry, in the first line only you can see peace is repeated. So it forms a literary device, that is known as repetition. In second line, veils refers to the mask that cover environment. So it forms a metaphor. And you can see that this paragraph forms an image in your mind, an image of different natural entities. So it forms a literary device, that is known as imagery. Moving to next paragraph. In this paragraph, you can see first and second line starts with same word, that is I. It forms a literary device, that is known as anaphora. Then again the last line, I hear it in the deep heart core. Here hear refers to the sound which he feel in his heart. It's an indirect reference to Lake of Innisfree. So it forms a literary device, that is known as metaphor. In the second line you can see lake lapping low. So L sound is prominent over here. So it forms a literary device, that is known as alliteration. In first line you can see O sound is prominent. So it forms a literary device, that is known as assonance. Okay. This is all about the literary device used in this poem. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.